You don't get a healthy kid because you're a good person, and you don't get a sick kid because you're a bad person. Josie is an adorable, determined, brave little girl. She has a disorder called Aicardi syndrome, and it's a very serious, some would say catastrophic disorder of epilepsy. She began having seizures when she was 3 months old. She had about 40 a day at the beginning. And over the first year of her life, she was basically catatonic from seizures and drugs. It was a really strange thing to have it become increasingly clear that what would normally be seen as an emergency was going to be your new normal. I mean, it's the most terrifying, exhausting thing in the world. You've got this tiny little baby, or you're stuffing full of medication, who stops smiling, can't roll over, can't do anything for herself, and stops developing because of this disorder. So it's a really heartbreaking experience. You watch your child kind of drift away from you, and it's really hard. Over time, you do learn how to find your way back, and she's done better over time, and every little thing that she gives us is just a miracle. Every little thing's a miracle. So you learn to appreciate it all. If it had not been for the incredibly talented pediatric therapists, doctors, support staff, if it hadn't been for those people holding us up, I don't know how we would have made it, honestly. We've been really fortunate. Josie's situation is stable enough that both my husband and I have been able to stay employed, and we have not needed to apply for Medicaid. We were lucky that we had access to medical care to give her the best, to make her live the fullest and healthiest life possible. And I can't imagine being in a situation where I couldn't do that for my child. I'm a parent of a child who could, given a random change in her brain, could at any minute become really severely ill, and all of that stability that we had could be gone. And if there's anything that being Josie's mom has taught me, it's that we should treasure all the stability we have, but not count on it. It is the big safety net medical program for kids who do not have control of their own situation, who didn't choose how or in what circumstances they came into the world, right? It's also the most significant support of people with disabilities. If you have had a loved one or known a friend or known a coworker who has been impacted by disability, chronic illness, you become so much more aware of how precious good health is, how precious normalcy is, how wonderful it is to be able to just count on a good night's sleep. This is something that many parents of kids with chronic illness cannot get. But for the grace of God, go I. At any minute, any one of us could be in this situation. And we have to proceed from that assumption. We have to run our state from the assumption that everybody needs to be caught when they're falling.